Hi, Heather.
Hi, Krista.
I'm giggling a little bit because we've been doing little butt giggle
Yeah,
for the last
yeah.
2 hours, which has felt
Has it
really
been
good.
2 hours already?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but we wanted to come on to talk first about, yeah, all of the stuff going on in the States, especially in Minneapolis. Just wanting people to know that our hearts are with them during this kind of feels like a pretty pivotal moment. Um,
Yeah,
even, yeah, across nations, I think it's been really encouraging, I think, to sort of see people responding in the way they have to some serious tyranny going on.
yeah,
Um, and maybe this is going to sound counterintuitive, but I pitched this to you and you agreed. But we thought we would talk a little bit about joy, because the theme that's been coming up for me all month is that joy is resistance.
yeah,
Um, and we talked too about how this month has felt very different than January's have in the past. There's something is the switch has flipped maybe, and we don't know if
yeah,
it's internally, we don't know if
yeah,
it's esoteric or whatever, the mystery, whatever's going on. Yeah, this decade has been a long month.
yeah.
Or this month has been a long decade. But
Yeah,
it's also been really surprising and delighting in so many ways. And I've always sort of said that joy and grief are kind of conjoined twins. They kind of exist
hmm,
on the same coin a lot of the time.
yeah,
And finding moments of joy in hard times is really important because that's what helps us continue to persist through. And you talked about that really well in your last blog post. So I thought maybe we could roll a little bit with the theme of
yeah,
joy and encourage folks, maybe,
yeah.
yeah, to even share their own things that are bringing them joy recently in their lives.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes it feels a little callous or something like that when you show up and talk about joy when in the face of so much pain and grief
Yeah,
and trauma, really. And yet, when I look at what's going on in Minneapolis, like the courageous joy that's also present,
yeah,
the way people are out there on the streets in defiant joy, and
yeah,
some of it is like I think I told you about this. I saw video clips of this kind of like festival of joy in the face of it, where they were
yeah,
building these like sleds to go down the hill that were all painted with big like fuck ice kind of
yeah,
stuff, and yet they
yeah,
were like that one by one they were sliding down this snow hill, and the way that they're meeting the winter even in this like,
yes,
oh, you think you can mess with us in our winter city in the middle of winter and not have us and show up with fully prepared to meet this. And yeah, and even some of the music that you hear coming out
yeah,
of the protest songs and stuff, and it feels so alive to meet the deadness of a tyrannical system with the aliveness of a joyful resistance.
yeah,
It just feels like you think that you can control us with that kind of violence. You think that you can
yeah,
control us with that kind of hatred. And we are out here loving each other and embracing each other, and embracing people that are different from us and protecting them. But damn it, you're not taking our joy. You do not have control over our joy. And that feels so potent and so dangerous to those who are afraid of
yes,
that joy. Like, so, and you and I talked about that too, like how the Trumps of the world are going to squash those people that are most dangerous to them. And some of the most dangerous people are the ones that are defiantly joyful. And oh, trust me, I know how hard that can be when you're feeling so oppressed and so full of grief over this. But
yeah,
like you said, like you feel the grief and you feel the joy, and you don't let them take either of those
no,
things. Like they get
no,
to feel their grief, they get to feel the depth of the pain of, some of their people getting murdered by ICE, and then you also get to be fully embodied in your joy.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so like you and I, just like you say, we spent 2 hours giggling, and but some of it was like, some of it was acknowledging how much we've also grieved. And and so we do, like you and I both have said, like January feels different. And it's partly because we came through, you and I, the last like 5 years. Oh my God,
Ooh.
there's been a lot
Yeah.
of grief and a
Yeah.
lot of struggle, and it's not, I wouldn't say it's all over, but that's like we have been defiant in, we get together once a week, and part of that is just to giggle over stupid shit, and
Yep.
and so
100%.
we're
To
being,
fangirl over heated
oh
rivalry,
yeah.
to to talk about how, the loss of one of your best friends has led to some ridiculous encounters with nature.
Yeah.
Um,
Sexy
Honestly,
trees,
your
we just
friend
talked about that.
Sexy Trees, yeah. Your
Yeah.
friend Randy, like literally showing up as flies all the time. Like,
Well, he was the most joy embodied person I have
yeah,
ever known, and he was, especially as he was dying, and he said that to me. He
yeah,
says, "I have never laughed so much as I have in the last 6 months since I knew I was dying." And I mean, talk about
amazing.
being defiantly joyful, even in the face of death. It's like, you cannot
Yeah,
take this away from me.
no, no, because yeah, it's the antidote to getting locked into that fear response, right? Which I think is what the powers that be want to use to control us, just have us constantly at spell. And you can edit that out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, actually, it actually cut out
Yeah.
because the internet was sort of glitchy, so I didn't even hear what you just said.
Oh, I was I was talking about how joy is the antidote to the fear that
Yeah,
they they are trying to use to
yeah,
control us, right? Like if they can
yeah,
keep us
exactly.
activated and in our amygdalas all the time, we are easier to
Yeah,
control, to have fall in
exactly.
line. And joy breaks that mesmer. It breaks the spell. It
Yeah,
eliminates,
yeah,
yeah, it eliminates, it's magic. It
yeah.
eliminates the hold that fear can have over you.
And let's
Um,
be real, like to have a full-bodied giggle, like that's embodied work right there. Like that's
yes.
somatic healing. That's
Yeah.
to just, yeah, find the things that bring you,
Yeah.
let you live fully in your body,
Yeah.
and
Totally.
that's the resisting of the oppression that what that wants to dissociate us from our
Yeah.
bodies, frankly, and
Yeah.
dissociate us from a fully lived experience. And we're
Yeah.
like, no,
No.
no,
And honestly, I think I know I anyway, just I'm exhausted by feeling afraid all the time.
yeah,
Like it is so draining, and it is so you can't, it's so hard to maintain
yeah,
really
yeah,
staying that fearful all of the time. At
yeah,
some point it's like what is the worst that can happen? Like, yes, okay, you can take my life, and then what? Like, and then what?
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah,
it's,
exactly.
yeah. And so
Well, and
you start making little jellyfish.
or funny thing is, we're both kind of into crochet these days, so
Yeah.
let's reveal
I love it.
some of our joy.
Yeah, I love it. Here's my a derpy little
And these are
bunny.
my sunflowers. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Um, I too have a little miniature sunflower. It's not quite as, oh
Oh,
yeah.
oh, that would go nicely with
Um,
this.
right? Anyway, so we want to know what's bringing you joy. How are you
Yeah,
being defiant in your joy? Um, we're not really good at like reels and stuff, but if you want to find a way to like clip this and or make a little response video, we'd be open to those too.
exactly.
So,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
just a picture, like comment below with the thing that's bringing
exactly.
you joy.
Give us
And
something. Yeah.
we, are not opposed to heated rivalry like clips and stuff like that.
Not
Just
opposed
throwing
at
that out
all.
there.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
yeah,
definitely a source of joy for a lot of people
listen,
right now. Yeah. including us.
They're pretty and they're funny and it's a good story. I mean, what else
Exactly.
do you want?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything
And
else, Heather?
well,
We're
I
getting
mean,
ready to.
we're very close to launching our program. We've revamped. And speaking of joy, and that's why we pulled back a bit on the program we developed last year, Leadership for Liminal Spaces,
Mhm,
because we realized there was something kind of missing at the heart of it, and it partly is exactly what we're talking about today:
mhm.
the joy and the hope and delight and the
The
desire and the
yearning.
yearning, and so like we can hardly wait to share it with the world. We're still tweaking a bit, but I just want to
Yeah,
throw that in here too. Like if that's something that's really alive for you, stay tuned for our program. It's going to come really
yeah,
soon, and we want to bring people together
yeah,
to be in this yearning and this joy together, and dream something better into the world.
yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Because, yeah, I mean, it's what we've been doing in the world is obviously not super working great. So I'm
Yeah,
excited to dream together with some
yeah,
people to come up with what could be next.
yeah.
And whether or not we get to see that in our lifetimes is kind of irrelevant.
And we can have joy in the meantime. And I keep going back to
Exactly.
Randy because I think, like, and I would ask him, like, why I really wanted to understand how he could be so joyful when so much of his life was now restricted. He was living
Yeah.
in the lower levels of his house, could never go upstairs again, couldn't even see his office where all of the things he'd collected over his lifetime. He
Yeah.
traveled all over the world. He couldn't leave his house hardly, without a wheelchair
Yeah.
assisted van. And he's been all over the world. And so I thought, like, you're not living in the regret of, he says, no, I've lived a really amazing life and I get to live in this moment of just joy over the life I've had and the people I've surrounded myself with. And it's
Hmm.
like none of that, like it I'm not living with the sadness that I don't have access to it anymore. And it's like, and he was able to just let himself out the door, like, and I mean, I think part of it too is he died by assisted suicide because it's like,
Right.
I'm taking this moment to enjoy the last of my life, and then I'm opening the door and walking out. And it may feel like an unfinished life. It may feel like we have not, and for us too, it's like we may not fully realize fully realize the vision of the more beautiful world that we hope will emerge. And it doesn't mean that we're not going to do our best to be in the joy of the new possibility.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Yeah, I think oftentimes when we've talked about liminal spaces in the past, they can feel really hard because they feel so uncertain. And also, there is a particular creative wonder that can come with that uncertainty because it's like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe we don't have to continue the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe there is something else. So
Yeah.
this year,
Yeah.
we are stepping into the joy of the liminality
Exactly.
and we are going to see what emerges. And we
Yeah.
want you to join us
Yeah.
because
Come
we're
along for
selfish
the
that way and
ride.
we want everyone to come with us.
Yeah, exactly.
So stay tuned. We'll have more.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. And we'll do more of these little videos. And yeah, in the meantime, please do share with us your joy things,
Yeah.
however inane they may seem to you. We will
Exactly.
delight in them with you
Crocheted
because,
chickens and all the
and
things.
all.
Yeah.
Yep, all of the things.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Till next time.